Hey everybody, I hope this is actually going out on the streaming on my YouTube channel. I'm fairly certain it is. I want to be able to see, let's see, comments, chat, viewing action. Okay, you all caught you. Okay, so I think we should be live. Should be all right. Oh, bubbles, look at that. This is weird. I've never actually used the app before. This is great. What's happening? Welcome, Dribble God #1. Well spotted. Hello. Hey, what's going on? That's good. I'm just rolling through all these silly, such an odd. Oh, they've got a setting that's actually the David Duchovny LSD trip from the series Aquarius. That's nice. I won't be nauseating or anything. So jumping on to deal with the fallout from the what's happening? Hey everybody! The president's comments regarding the Haiti, the people of Haiti, Africa, the generalized idea that somehow the pushback, I think, is the one thing that I wanted to deal with, that or talk about with you guys. This pushback from the Republicans that presents this idea that the Tom Cotton defense, which is, we didn't hear him say that specifically, which is a very important element. Oh, hi Norma, glad you like lab rats. The pushback that we didn't hear him say that specifically, which is just the ultimate dodge. Trump shithole remark prompts F-52 pilot to defect to Namibia. That's right. That there is a tendency. I hate Nazis severely right now. Yeah, I haven't been a fan in general. I don't know why my opinion would have changed over time. But the big pushback from the Tom Cottons of the world was, we didn't hear him say that specifically. I look like I'm trying to be Tony Stark. Oh, that's just because the Iron Man's in the background. I look more like a biker. Oh, wait. You want to see what really the look is right now? This is hilarious. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. I've got to go deep into the bowels of. There you go. How about that? Do I look like Tony Stark right now? You starting to get the picture? All right. Well, anyways, hi Tom. So the Tom Cotton defense, which is fairly common amongst a certain group of Republicans, and I messed up my hair. Is the idea that well, we didn't hear him say that specifically, which is a very important. Where's Major Kong? Squeeze. Negates the fact that he said it entirely, which is garbage. Very important to watch that kind of politi speak when it happens. What they mean is they didn't hear those words in that particular order. The ease of defense on a legal level, on a social level, on a PR level is so simple in that area, which is out of the corner of their ear, they heard the word shithole. Then they heard him say, Haiti. And then they go, well, I didn't hear him say that specifically, because they didn't hear him say that specifically, is really the honest answer. And so they get away with it because of that dodge, right? And fire and fury, anger, he's probably just playing. Yeah, Dick Durbin came out and said he did. Oh, totally. Yeah. Well, that's the problem that they're having with the defense ultimately, is that why do I'm at a dance party all of a sudden? This show is so weird. All right. So there's two major defenses. One is, I didn't hear him say that specifically, which lets him off the hook for any variable arrangement of words saying exactly what everybody says he said, right? Let's be incredibly clear. Then the other one was, the defense that they came out like, essentially, that he was saying something. This is the Tucker Carlson defense is going around right now, that he's saying something that average people in bars say, as if by the way, that's the standard of diplomacy, as if that's the standard for value as far as discourse in the country, is that dude at Barstool shit talking anybody he's never met, doesn't understand, countries he's never been to, all that stuff. Like that guy's now the presidential standard, right? He did say he likes to grab them by, these are going by fast. It's because presidential now means bar speak. That's absolutely right. I mean, this is a natural, if you can see, this is a natural link from from going, you know, from the president you'd want to have a beer with in the Bush years to the president who gets drunk to you next to you on the bar stool at the bar and is now super uncomfortable to be around and you have to leave. Only country he understands is Hank Jr. I don't even know that he understands that. So there you go. So Trump just likes to be a little salty every so often. No, I don't think it's a choice. I think that's how he talks about people like that. I don't think he makes it like a distinction. Like, you know, today I'm gonna throw him a shot. I think he's just flailing in this. So the basic, like, there's three responses that are coming up from this. One is, I didn't hear him say that specifically, so he didn't say it at all. That's the Tom Cotton response. I didn't hear him say it, so a Dem must have said he said it, so I don't believe the source, therefore I don't believe it at all. P.S. They're shithole countries, and he's not wrong even if he said it. That's the Fox News version. And the other is straight up, you know, and I guess arguably overlaps with that to some degree, is that he did say it, he should say it, they are shithole countries, and therefore, as president, that's completely reasonable. Okay, which is incredibly low rung, and it never would have passed the Obama sniff test. The idea that these folks would in any way have been okay. Oh, this is okay. So here's the other one. This is the other one. This Paul Ryan saying he was saying it's unfortunate. And if you saw my tweet a minute ago, that's one of my pet peeves in politic-speak. It was very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that he had to say that. That he says it's not unfortunate. You know, words don't fall out of your mouth by accident. You can misspeak, but that's not unfortunate. If you meant it, if you said it, that's not unfortunate. It's only unfortunate if you're on the receiving end of it or it's going to affect your political career. That's what you care about. Okay, but think about this. Can we now say shithole loudly and confidently in public and get away with it? Unfortunately, I suppose, yeah. I don't know that it should be that way. Hal, say hello if you're real. Well, that's a very deep question. Because we might be living in a simulation, so hello, but maybe. I don't know. Hi there. Chris, that is plus. Why not, damn it? Okay. Hi. Hi, everybody. How you doing? OMG is exactly right. I'm going to see if I can actually, I don't even have to set this up. So let me go through the chat as it's coming through. Then he wonders why you can't get Norwegians who come here. Yeah. Well, that was the other thing, too. It's okay, why don't we get more Europeans? This is his big complaint, right? Why aren't more Haitians and people from African countries in South America and other places coming to America? And why aren't more Norwegians and Dutch people and, you know, effectively like well-to-do European white people coming? And I'll tell you exactly why that's the case. Because we are, as a country, to the left of, it might be hard to believe, but it's true. We are to the left of some countries. We are to the left of the circumstance in most African countries and to the left of the Haitian countries. And so that's a step up in lifestyle and expression for those people. The European countries are to the left of us, you know, especially in terms of not communism, but socialism, socialized programs, protection of the poor, family leave, you know, taking care of, you know, pregnant women, like literally how we deal with birth is to the right of most European countries. And therefore, why would anyone from Norway want to come here for that reason? Now, there's one exception, but I don't know that you would technically call it a Western country, even is Russia. Apparently, there's a big story, I don't know if you saw it, about Russian women coming over here to have anchor babies and staying at Trump properties, which he apparently has no... Trump smells weird. Oh my God, Molly, are you working in the actual doctor's office where Trump is right now? Because I don't doubt that's true. I think he probably smells like fried chicken and old man acid breath. I got to get back to work. See y'all. Bye, Rocky Mountain Mike. Go back to work. Okay, so... Yeah, and by the way, all this is going on while Trump is getting a proctological exam. So there you go. He has more Russians, Dana. Yeah, that's true. He paid off a woman a week before the election. Wall Street Journal's report. Breaking. Paid her off to do what, Dana? I haven't seen that because you're on my iPad and that's what I would normally look. Spin us a tune, Mike. He had to go back to work, Tom. Hey there, Brittany. What's happening? I hate Trump, such an ass. Yeah, those are pretty common. Like yellow or pink? Yellow. I'm Norwegian. I'm tempted to go back. My stepmom is Norwegian. This is why the only Norwegian I speak is Grace. Jesu nam gaditil bord, spiese dreke padator, that kind of thing. Like it's just like blessing the meal. Were you on Lab Rats? Yes, I was on Lab Rats. Excellent Beals. Per Wall Street Journal. Okay. Well, we'll look at that. I don't know if I can technically. Oh, I can scroll through that. That's interesting. Share. I guess we'll do this. Twitter. Oh, I don't know everybody. Great. I'm glad you're trading off. Thanks very much. I think he invoked Norway because he just met with what? Sorry, the Norwegian PM. Oh, no question. It's another one of those. It's exactly from Wolf's book, which is whoever spoke to him last is who he's going to reference. So, was it fun to be on Lab Rats? It was awesome. I did not find it. I just tweeted. So I'm actually going to move back to the computer and see if we can look it up right now. So you're saying that Trump paid off a woman right before. Let's see. Let's look this up, shall we? A little bit of in school. Right now, it's on Twitter. Isn't everything at this point, really? The idea, in some ways, that there we go. Wall Street Journal. Trump paid off. Let's see if it comes up. No. We'll find it in there 1 second. Stormy Daniels. Roy Cohn was disbarred. Former Norwegian Prime Minister was blocked at the Washington airport on the way to attend prayer breakfast because why? He'd attended a human rights meeting in Tehran. That should do it, I think. If you had bionics, what abilities would you want and how would you use them? Good or bad or smart aleck? Wall Street Journal, fake news confirmed. Huh? Well, the fascinating part of the story that's coming out right now is is this idea. And I got to find it and bring it up, but the I don't need to scroll through all this for Pete's sake, people. Yeah, where is it again? Trump pal Chris Ruddy says shithole remark was just everyday kitchen table talk. So the pussy grabbing is locker room talk, and shithole country is kitchen table talk. Like, is there a room where they don't just diminish other human beings? He's a racist. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I said so much yesterday. I've thought it all along. I've said it a couple times, but yesterday, I mean, like, that just puts the nail on the head. Everyone on Earth should be held to, let's see, everyone on Earth held to a higher standard than the most powerful man on Earth. Yeah, FCC received complaints over NBC and CNN's use of Trump profanity. That's funny. Yeah, and then, well, strange and curious and wonderful. The odd part of of all this is that we see like a repeating form of politispeak that that in many ways is I guess representative of because everything, the words get so extreme. I heard a bad word on NPR today. Yeah, you did. That there is such a, let's see. Oh yeah, is it up? Is it working? Does it go there? There it is. That one? Yeah, there we go. But can I view on the watch page? I gotta pause this. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. All right, I was creating a sound loop there for a second. You like cats or dogs or squirrels? I hope this isn't HFM, or MFK. Yeah. BBC News are not saying shithole. Well, that's very nice of them. Now you got radio saying shit. Right. I've had a finger wave for language on Hal's show. Yeah, all right. That's true. BBC would not say shit. I tagged you with the story on Twitter. Thank you for doing that. Now I can look at it on Twitter. Rink. Notifications. Grabbing it up. Somewhere will be in their mentions. I don't see it yet, but dagnabbit, we'll figure it out. I'll just do a Wall Street Journal on this one. HSRPM cannot verify the details of the story that we're about to. Donald Trump's 56 among the many striking things about this Wall Street. Oh, well, in the Wall Street Journal transcript, that in and of itself is amazing. And I'm sure, not on CNN or HuffPost yet. Okay. Wow. A lawyer for President Trump reportedly arranged a six-figure payment to a former adult film star to keep her from discussing a sexual encounter with Trump, according to a new. Oh, you don't say. The Hill is reporting this right now. Lawyer for President Trump reportedly arranged a six-figure payment to a former adult film star to keep her from discussing a sexual encounter with Trump, according to a new report on Friday. Wall Street Journal reported that Michael Cohen, an attorney for the Trump Organization at the time, and now Trump's personal lawyer, arranged for Stephanie Clifford, known in the industry as Stormy Daniels, which sounds like a male porn star name. Good luck to her, but doesn't that sound like a guy? I look like that right now with this mustache set up right now. I look like Stormy Daniels. I have such porn stash going on right now. It's hilarious. Stormy Daniels. So Clifford has privately told sources interviewed by the Journal that she and Trump had a consensual sexual encounter in 2006. Ew. The year after he and Melania Trump were married, Clifford was 27 years old at the time of the alleged encounter in Lake Tahoe. A White House official declined to comment to the Journal about the payment, but said that the allegations of the interaction between Trump and Clifford were old, recycled reports, which were published and strongly denied prior to the election. Cohen told the Journal in a statement, Trump once again vehemently denies the encounter, but did not comment on the alleged $130,000 payment. This is now the second time you're raising outlandish allegations about my client. Cohen said in the statement, you have attempted to perpetuate this false narrative for over a year, a narrative that has been consistently denied by all parties since at least 2011. Per the agreement, more than likely, but okay, whatever, that's fine. Maybe it didn't happen, we'll see. Cohen sent the paper statement signed by Stormy Daniels denying the sexual encounter with Trump and saying that the hush money rumors were completely false. Clifford did not comment directly to the Turner. Clifford's lawyer declined to comment on the matter. Clifford reportedly received the payment through her lawyer's client trust account. A spokesperson for the bank where the account is held declined comment. Payment was allegedly made around the time of the grab him by the body tape. They can deny it. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. That's true. How will you have a live show tomorrow? I will. Absolutely. And next week is Superior Podcast is back. We're recording next week. Frank and I, so be sure to get ready for that. It's going to be a good time. All right. And okay, so that's the one everybody's talking about. You know what? I think the more explosive thing, quite frankly, because it's not surprising. And again, consensual sex. I don't know if he paid for it, and that's why he's paying her off, or it's just the allegations of infidelity, which I have a hard time believing anybody thinks would make a dent. I'm pretty sure his porn name is Michael. Knock it off, Nicola. That was a drama series. Show some respect. Elite Force, right on. Okay, so the Wall Street Journal transcripts of his interview is amazing. So I don't know if many of you have heard the Dreamer DACA argument that he had put up. um, where they're interviewing him about the DACA meeting with Feinstein, and he goes, "That's comprehensive. Well, if you want to do that, that's fine. I don't know that that's going to be possible. There's a big difference. First of all, there's a big difference between DACA and dreamers. Okay, dreamers are different, and I want American kids to be dreamers also. By the way, I want American kids to be dreamers also. I guess that means he wants to deport American kids. But there's a big difference between DACA and dreamers, and a lot of times when I was with certain Democrats, they kept using the word dreamer. I'd say, please use the word DACA. You know, it's a totally different word." Oh, what a moron. Oh, that's just painful. Oh God. And somebody else had posted, or is it okay? AIDS interrupted. Okay, this is the good part. So, the White House is trying to get him away from this interview. Yeah, because Doc is like MAGA and he likes simplistic acronyms. Yes, I love your beard. Well, thank you, Jordan. Somebody does. And I got kind of, they're a little drifty, but I've got kind of chops happening. Everything's very high and tight right now, so it's hard to make out what's what, but okay. White House official. Excuse me, we have about 2 or 3 minutes left, and you've got to go to a meeting. Trump. I do. White House official. Yes, you have an 11:15, so I can push it about 5 minutes. That's all we've got, so you're running out of time. Wall Street Journal. I'd like to ask a couple questions about your tweets on the Russia investigation. Trump. Yes. Unknown. Sorry to interrupt, but we have to. You're late for a meeting now. I know. Finish this thought, and then I'd love to get like an infrastructure or tax question in before you guys go. I know that was sort of the premise of this meeting. Blah 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 blah. Trump. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the biggest tax bill. Yeah, but we just have about 2 minutes left, so if you could just finish. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll do as much as we can. So just to finish, everybody wanted Comey fired. His staff is popping in, telling him, please talk about the infrastructure tax bill. And he goes, okay, we'll do that. We'll get as much as we can. Just 1 second. I've only got about 30 seconds left. So everybody wanted Comey fired. And then when I fired, I never forget, when I fired all these people, it just said, you got to fire Comey. They said, oh, he just fired Comey. Well, now they're the other side. They're Democrats. So all of a sudden they change. Holy smokes. Is there another page of this stuff? Yeah, there is. Wall Street Journal. How about a welfare and tax question real quick before we wrap up? Trump. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, let's finish it. And then it's one of his staff. Yeah, let's finish on that. And then you really have to get to the Roosevelt room full of people waiting for you. So go ahead. I do. Yes, you do. Okay, well, let me get a list of those people. Yes, sir. I'll see the level of it. He wanted to see a list of the people waiting for him in the Roosevelt room to judge whether that was important enough to leave the Wall Street Journal interview where he was basically making word salad to see if they were worth leaving the room for. That's amazing. Here's the CNN one. Donald Trump's 56 most unforgettable lines from his most recent Wall Street Journal interview. 1, we were going down a long way. This is Trump's description of the end of the Obama presidency. The cutting of regulation and all the many things we've done, including being a cheerleader for the country. And perhaps that's part of the reason I'm going to Davos also, but being a cheerleader for the country. So now he's a cheerleader. That's it, yeah. You people actually wrote one of the best stories I've ever seen on regulation. You said more than any president in history. That was a full pager. That wasn't, okay. I mean, I actually read it because I've never seen a full page. It's actually a full page article. He read the article about himself because it was a full page. He doesn't read anything smaller than a full page about himself. One of the promises, you know, that is being very seriously negotiated right now is the wall, and the wall will happen. If we don't make a fair deal for this country, a Trump deal, then we're not going to have, then we're going to have I will terminate. They've done more for, this is Trump on China. They've done more for me than they ever have for any American president. I suppose he means they were giving oil to North Korea. That's the part that he agrees with. Um, he's he's saying virtually the same thing as a sentence or two later. China has done far more for us than they've ever done for any American president. Um, he's talking about North Korea. He goes, "This should not have been a problem left on my desk, but it is, and I get things solved. And one way or another, the problem's going to be solved. Uh, but the difference is, I'm president; the others aren't. And I know more about wedges than any human being that's ever lived, but I'll let you know." So the context here is the journal reporters were asking whether North Korea is trying to drive a wedge between South Korea and the United States. Is Trump talking about what kind of wedge or pitching a wedge in golf? Like, I know more about wedges. He's talking about, and then he talks about Kim Jong-un. Of course, this is the quote that came out yesterday. "I have a great relationship with him, as you know. I have a great relationship with the Prime Minister Abe of Japan. I probably have a very good relationship with Kim Jong-un of North Korea, because they're both Asian, I guess, and interchangeable. If one Asian likes me, the other Asian will like me. I can't. All right. My son Adam thinks you rock. Well, hello, Adam. I hope you're smarter than our Adam. Hal, President Trump is not against immigrants. Let's get all this misguided liberals. President Trump is a patriot and pro-Americans and against illegal and undocumented immigrants. You could almost have an argument about that before yesterday, where Trump specifically was complaining about legal immigrants coming here from Haiti and African countries. Let's just be real. Like, he was literally favoring Norwegian, he said Norwegian refugees, whatever the hell that is, but he meant Norwegian immigrants. He wanted to favor Norwegian immigrants because they're white over people of color from other religions. So you might think that that's important or your priority, and that might be a priority for you. It's not the same thing. So me calling him a racist is not me calling you a racist. However, grow up. Troll time, apparently. I don't know. I don't consider that a troll. They're just disagreeing. I like gamers. I like you. I love gamers. I like you. I don't have a problem with arguing these points. That's not a problem. Not against immigrants, but reducing number of legal immigrants and very hard to immigrate legally. Sometimes have to wait 10 years or more before coming legally. Don Ellis. Not against immigrants, but reducing number of legal immigrants. Already very hard to immigrate. Okay. I understand kind of vaguely what you're talking about, but I can't. There's no previous context to what you're saying. So yeah, there you go. Can we call Trump's base racist? There's certainly a large portion of them that are. I don't think all of them are. I think some of them are, but I think a lot of them are just prioritizing their own economic needs over anything else. And people do that all over the world, so I don't necessarily fault it. What's your opinion on Brexit? I think it was a dumb move, but I don't necessarily like. I'm a much bigger fan of the UN than the EU. I think the idea of countries joining together for security and information sharing is a lot more important than them creating basically giant monetary monoliths. Yeah. What's your opinion on Obama's legacy? Well, I'm a fan. I like what he did. I think coming in and prioritizing healthcare for most Americans. I think the Iran deal is actually a very well-crafted deal. It was a multilateral agreement, and I think Trump's just trying to ditch anything with Obama's name on it without even thinking it through. And most of his cabinet appreciate a lot of what was in the Iran deal. Don't want it scuttled, for example. I certainly think that the Obama presidency was somehow transformative on a racial level, not in a healing way, but in a recognition of that we are sick way. I also think he was a genuinely strong president. You can disagree with his policies, or you can say, that you didn't like them, but the kind of flailing abstract of the Trump presidency doesn't even measure up to to Bush 2, much less Obama. How Obama should go over to the UK and check out the new American embassy. I'm sure he'll see it when he goes. So, and I think, the irony is that Trump is floating, literally there's reports of him floating how could we just get everybody on Medicaid? He floated that through, or not that he knows the difference between Medicare and Medicaid, but the idea is that he he floated that idea, which is arguably the single payer argument that Bernie Sanders and others were making, and that Obama initially floated as part of Obamacare, as it was a Medicare and a buy-in essentially. So the irony that that Trump is floating that, which is arguably to the left of most centrist Democrats, it kind of belies. It brings the lie to the argument that he somehow is conservative, or actually has principles around a conservative idea. But people who support Trump's ideas are okay with racism, even if they themselves are not racist. Yeah, I mean that's. But again, that technically isn't the same as being racist. You know what I mean? You could make the argument that it's like being trapped under a car, and being asked a question about voting rights. Your priority is going to be getting out from under the car. And if somebody makes the argument that voting rights are between you and getting out from under the car you're trapped under, you're going to vote for getting out from under the car. That's the essential part of it. It's not and to assume that they're racist and to label them as racist drives them away as a listenable group. So there you go. Let's see, what WTF is that? He hasn't mentioned the mudslides. Trump is the first FUBAR president. Yeah, he hasn't mentioned the mudslides. He's not going to. He doesn't care about any of the disasters, unless it directly affects what he would consider his base. President Obama is 100% pro-abortion. No, he's 100% pro-choice. And nobody is for late-term abortions. Obama isn't for late-term abortions. Nice try, but try again. Why do you think a woman who's raped should be forced to carry a baby to term rather than getting a pill to terminate the presidency right away, or having that option if it's going to kill her? Why do you think that? Why do you think that a rapist should get parental rights, basically codifying procreative rape as a legal defense? Yeah, his agenda to end the lives of innocent babies still in the womb is horrifying. That's not an agenda. He doesn't have an agenda to end the lives of innocent babies still in the womb. That is your reading of anybody who is pro-choice. Abortion being a moral issue is completely reasonable if you want to make a moral argument against it. But the idea that it's genocide is something you're drumming up to make it seem like somebody's a monster. You either think women can make the choice, you can't. You either think women are morally capable of making the choice, or you don't, and you clearly don't. So, yeah, I understand that, Mary. Don't worry about it. I mean, this is the argument from the anti-choice movement, is that women shouldn't have the choice. If they get pregnant by any means, they should be forced to carry that baby to term, no matter what the circumstance: incest, rape, any of those things. So, dying without access to late-term abortion is a real thing, being reported more often lately in several countries, including the USA. Often happens with pro-life parents who want the child. Yeah. I'm pro-choice, but I wouldn't consider myself pro-abortion. Abortion is pro-choice and has been the most pro-choice. Abortion, what does that mean? Abortion is pro-choice and has been the most pro-choice president in history. I don't know what that means. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it is abundantly clear that that the Trump supporters in a lot of ways aren't fans of women making decisions about their own healthcare, their own bodies, or and the rollback of Roe v. Wade isn't just a rollback of abortion rights. It is a rollback of all medical privacy laws, because that's what the Roe v. Wade is based on. The concept is that your medical business is your medical business, and the rollback of that would not only allow the government to determine whether or not you could have an abortion, and step between you and your doctor, you and your own religious choice, you and basically assert a religious value or a belief system onto you that would change your life forever. But also it would give the government every right to know your entire genetic makeup, let's say. Hal, just so you know, Obama expanded abortions through Obamacare by appointing a bevy of pro-abortion judges and officials moving to strip medical professions of conscience rights. No doctor who performs abortions doesn't want to perform abortions. You don't. The only conscience rights is those groups that were lying to women about their possible options. Expanding abortions through Obamacare in what way? By allowing contraception to be free? Right. By the way, 8 times as many civilians have been killed in Afghanistan during the Trump administration, men, women, children, and babies, than the entirety of the, equal to the 8 years of the Obama administration. Already, 1 year, the Trump administration's civilian deaths, men, women, pregnant women, arguably, children, babies, toddlers, infants, old men, old women, more of them have been wiped out in a year of the Trump's administration's application of military force in Afghanistan than in the entirety of the Obama years already. So if you so care about the sanctity of life, at least apply it equally. If you're against abortion, are you also against the death penalty? Right. Let's see. Trump has been pro-choice or anti-abortion. Let's see. What's your best guess on how long Trump has left? Will he last his full term? If you have to be pro-gun and pro-death penalty, they all go down. I don't know, if you're pro-life, arguably you would be anti-gun and anti-death penalty, because life is precious and only God has the right to take it. But they're not, and I guarantee, and I would love to hear pushback from this from I Love Gamers, I Like You, how you can be pro-death penalty and pro-gun, especially combat weapons like machine guns and combat rifles. How you can be pro that. I think Malcolm Nance is right, by the way. I think April's probably the window. But like, I guarantee that I Love Gamers, I Like You is pro-gun and pro-death penalty. So the whole sanctity of life, innocent people thing is a smokescreen, because innocent life is either innocent life or it is not. And you can't have a death penalty without guaranteeing that eventually you will kill someone who didn't do it. And what you're saying is, I willfully and comfortably kill an innocent person, so one innocent person, so I can kill 10 other murderers rather than let them stay in prison. I strongly support the Second Amendment. Of course you do, because you believe in the right to kill. You believe in the right for anybody to have the weapon of death in their home at all times, the right to, I'm sure you believe in the tyrannical government argument, so you're cool with people shooting cops and military people if they come to your door because you've been selling sawed-off shotguns or meth, and that's a property rights issue, I'm sure. and the right to bear arms and protect my family. Yeah, kill someone to protect your family. There's lots of ways you can protect your family without killing someone. Why don't you carry tasers? How about a sword? But you don't. Do you have an AR-15? You have an AR-15, don't you? Or you want one? Do you have a Glock? Do you have something sexy? Right. Love the fetus, hate the child, not surprised. I love gamers. Right. Yeah, exactly. Not the First Amendment. It's the first one after all. No, no, no. Yeah. So, yeah, of course you do. Of course you support the, and was I wrong about the death penalty? I love gamers. I'm guessing. How about rubber bullets? Exactly. There you go. I'm sure that I Love Gamers doesn't have rubber bullets in his gun for home security. What about laws about locking up your gun? What about smart guns where you can only the owner can fire it, so a 6-year-old can't find it and blow their brains out? Hold on, burglar got to unlock my gun safe so I can shoot you and protect my family. LL. There are bedside fingerprint gun safes. A lot of law enforcement people have them. Not hard to get. Literally open upon you laying your 4 fingers on top of it. Totally easy, but that might be too complicated. You'd rather just lay one on a dresser so your 3-year-old can shoot their friend. What people don't understand about the First Amendment is you have the right to speak, but you're responsible for that speech, right? Well, and we do regulate the First Amendment in the same way, and it is the First Amendment, and yet we regulate it. There are limits on it, and I would argue that machine guns and combat weapons are the child porn of guns. They have no place. I don't believe child porn is protected speech. And I do not believe that a machine gun is a protected element of the Second Amendment. Unless, and the only reason you'd have one is if you're planning on indiscriminately killing a large group of people. Because if you can't hit your target within 6 shots, you have a real problem. You're shooting at people just to shoot them. Mr. Internet, watch and learn, you'll be amazed by it. Why the opposition to smart guns can tell us picked up only fire if held by the owner fast, safe around children, but opposed by Second Amendment proponents? There's 2 reasons why the conspiracy theorists are against smart guns. One is they think there's a chip where the government can point a laser at your house and then your guns don't work. And so tyranny, right? That's the big fear. They don't work that way, but that's the fear that they're going to do. That's the Alex Jones angle that they're going to scare people with. And the other one is, quite frankly, because they want to be able to, they think that using your fingerprint on the gun itself somehow sends it to a database as if the gun is Wi-Fi or something, which is ridiculous. But that's what happens when you have tech people, like non-tech people dealing with techie things. So there you go. And I think I think I was right about I Am Gamers, right? Yep. Pro-death penalty. Yep. Pro-life, but believes in electrocuting a person based on based on a government order. Yeah, you need a handgun to protect yourself. You need a machine gun to protect yourself against the tyrannical government. But at the same time, you need we would allow the government to order your death because 12 people were convinced that you should die at the time. So which one is it? One is you either believe in tyrannical government or you don't. You either believe that the rule of law will play. You would either believe that the people who show up at your door, the military and law enforcement personnel who show up at your door, are serving a just and verifiable warrant. Hal, your thoughts on pregnant women coming to America and giving birth to anchor babies? Oh, so you're just dodging the whole thing entirely? I think it's ironic that that there was just this report about. Well, I would say, how do you feel about the Russian women staying in Trump Tower? The women who are literally paying $100,000 to fly here and have an American baby so they get an American passport. There was a news story done on it, and they are offered a deal that allows them to stay in Trump properties. Nice try. Still not answering my question, though. And yes, you are pro-death penalty because you believe the state has the right to order the death of an individual. Because you think that the rule of law works in that circumstance. What are my thoughts on Benghazi and emails? My thoughts on Benghazi are the same as the 11 panels, which is there is no there. And the emails who's dodging the question now, Hal? I just answered your question. Don't be stupid. Answer mine. I was 3 questions deep, and you stepped to the side. Nice try, though. Flail again. 2 words in the Second Amendment: well regulated. Right. What current part of the law fit these words? Absolutely. Yeah, I don't need to dodge your question. I don't believe in anchor babying. I do believe in people coming here and having children, and those children being, naturalized citizens. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think that should be the same thing, and I think we should watch out for that because it's not the same as coming here to be an American citizen and participate in our country. If you're going to move here and have your kid and raise your kid here, I'm 100% down. And if your kid has and by the way, a lot of Russian women, for example, who are coming over there, I don't blame them for escaping Russia, which is a horrible place for women in a lot of ways. It's a very misogynistic country. See, we agree on something. And now, if you're not a punk piece of shit, answer my question about the death penalty. To be eligible for DACA, they have to be better than the average citizen. They should be banned from leaving the country. That's an excellent point. Yeah, this is fun as Randy. Oh, good. What if the babies were actually given an anchor for their birthday? I think that's lovely. They should all have a tattoo. All should have an anchor tattoo. You know. Hal, what do you think about all the people from Norway coming here and taking our jobs? I think there are plenty of fine Americans who would make stewed fermented fish in jars just as well as anybody else, and we don't need them coming over taking our stewed fish in jars jobs. That's what I think. Make them Marines. Oh, you meant, yeah, lutefisk, right? Kringles for all. Yeah, what's the big Norwegian candy? I gotta look it up. Yeah. Norwegian Willie's Project. Yeah. Herbie and Svul. Yeah, there's serious sweets. Where is it? Yeah. Milk is a chocolate, which is milk chocolate, which is Walter's Mondle, which is that big one, and Kvik, which means fast. I love Norwegian. It sounds like joke English. Like if you don't, do I've got an Irish accent? I can do an Irish accent if I have to. I don't believe anyone has the power to kill another human being. That's why I'm pro-life. So you're against the death penalty. And you're anti-war. And you do not believe in the military. I don't believe anyone has the power of kill another. You mean 2? Then why are you pro Second Amendment? You clearly believe someone has the right to shoot someone. That you just lied. That is a lie. You just lied. You're lying, and it's the worst kind of lie, because it's a lie about your own principles. Yeah. You can't say, I don't believe anyone has the right to take another life and then be pro-gun. That's just stupid. What the fuck do you think a gun is for? What are you, pro-winging? Oh my God. Swing and a miss. Yeah, I don't. That's amazing to me. So, is the famous romance author Ginger Voigt that it is. It is the famous romance author Ginger Voigt. To be a candidate, you have to be pro-life, pro-gun, and pro-death penalty, all the same electorate. For the GOP, I would agree. gamer is actually DJT incognito. I don't know. Can you be incognito with 2 fake names? I don't know. That's the big difference between I hate gamers, I like you, is that the rest of us are using our real name and standing by what we say. I made you spit out your water. Right on. Success. What was this? If you have an intruder who breaks into your home, you will do everything in your power to protect your family. Yeah, including kill them, apparently, according to you. And you just said you don't believe anyone has the right to take another life. You're a liar. You're lying. Either that or you're extraordinarily deluded about what the effect of a bullet does. Why don't you have a baseball bat then? Yeah, why don't you have a panic room? You don't have to kill anybody who's, if you have a panic room, you just take the family in there, lock the door, call the police. You're lying. And you're doing it while you're using a fake online name. So I don't know why I'm supposed to take anything you say seriously. Who says you must kill that person? Your words, not mine. Right, so you're trying to tell me that you have a gun in the house to wing someone or scare them off with a big noise? Do you believe that anyone who shoots someone with a gun is committing murder? Are you a purist about thou shalt not kill, period? Because the Bible doesn't make any variance in that. It does not. It doesn't say thou shalt not kill unless subparagraph D that they're in your house and you really just like your new TV. Why can't you disable that person? Why can't you disable that person? Maybe you can, but why can't you do that with a bat? Why can't you do that with a club? Why don't you have a taser? That was my argument in the beginning when you weren't listening either. It takes a gamer to say that in the middle of a self-defense situation in a crisis, you have the sense and foresight to make that determination. Right. No more needs of a gun for anything. Guns are depraved to me. Yeah. The best part of a gun is the worst day of your life. The saddest moment in your life is if you had to take someone's life because you're in a situation like that. And if that's the case, that's a horrible position to be in. And so this idea that like you're pro Second Amendment so you can wing people, don't even begin to lie about that. Do I believe in God? I believe in, yes. I don't believe in your God, clearly. I don't believe in the kind of mucked up Judeo-Christian chattery, like 2 sets of 10 commandments. I only, I believe in the Old Testament when I want somebody dead. I believe in the New Testament when I want somebody to live. Type of God, no. Yeah, if you have to use a gun, you've already lost the argument. Right. It was already a series of bad decisions led you. It's just like martial arts. If you have to use them, you made a lot of bad decisions before that occurred. It is extraordinarily rare that you find yourself in a situation where you have to use force or deadly force in any way against someone that you couldn't have found another way out of earlier. I believe in owning a gun for self-protection, so sue me. Yeah, I don't have an argument with that, Donna. If you're saying that, my problem with gamer dude is the idea that he just said he's pro-life and that he believes that no one has the right to take anyone else's life, and yet he's pro-Second Amendment and thinks that guns that's your solution for an intruder. Why would anybody who's pro-life own a gun for home security? Why wouldn't they invest in the best security system they can have, a taser system, and a panic room? I mean, but he's not, let's see. What did Ginger say? He doesn't need a gun. Do I own a gun? I do not own a gun. I have a walrus dick. That's right. You guys want to see it? That's right. Hold on. Wait 1 second. Yeah. Speak amongst yourselves. Here I come. Here it is. This is it. How do you do? That's it. That's my home defense system. I've talked about it in my act. That's it. That's a walrus penis. That's the bone that comes from a walrus's phallus. That's right. Got it as a gift. It's been sanitized. Yeah. Stephanie Miller gave me this. She re-gifted this to me when we were on the Sexy Liberal tour. Somebody gave this to her as a gift, and she gave it to me. It's heavy. It's really heavy. Like it feels like as far as its weight, it feels like a sledgehammer. So there you go. So there's my pro-life answer. How about that? So now you know. I pity the female walrus. So, yeah. Panic room is expensive. Why books, bats, golf clubs, pens, and pencils are useful. That's right. Now I want one, just saying. Yeah, it's so big. Yes, it is. They're very big animals. But I don't have a gun in my house. I have this. And I have a security system. And so there you go. And nobody, you know. Do I know martial arts? Yes, I have 3 black belts. Kempo, Taekwondo, Kung Fu Sansu. You can still bludgeon them to death with that. This is true, but you don't have to. One good thunk and you're done. Hi, Stephanie. Your thoughts on the Clintons? I voted for Hillary and I voted for Bill twice. And if you want to litigate the email server, it's one of my favorite arguments, because during her time at State, both the State Department's emails was hacked, the DNC's email was hacked, and 3 people, very big people in the government, namely Colin Powell, David Petraeus, and technically the entire RNC, when they were using a public, they were using Google, they were using Gmail, and in the case of Petraeus or Colin Powell, they were using Yahoo. They used corporate servers. They were hacked, and all their stuff leaked out. And Hillary used a private email server, and to this day, none of her personal emails through that server have been leaked. The only email leaks that have ever come from Hillary Clinton were from other people's accounts on other people's servers. None of her internal stuff got leaked or whatever. So from a security standpoint, that was the smart move. And if you were doing the same thing, you were in the same situation, if you're smart, you would do the same thing. You would have a private server for your internal personal communications. Your thoughts on Oprah 2020? I think she's a good woman in general. I would vote for her. I think there are other women with more legislative experience, especially in the Democratic Party, that have a lot of potential, and I would love to see any of them run. They're all good people. Al Peter North here, old porn star. I agree with you. Well, look at that. How are you? Good-looking honky. That's an excellent name for you. If that is in case, if that is genuinely the Peter North, I'm amazed. But welcome, sir. Let's see. Someone called Constar, mic drop. Nothing about Colin Powell's private email server, while SOS 30 million messages deleted and not linked. Yeah. Therefore, I'd like to say thank you, Senator Sparks. Thank you very much. Let's see. I like Lauren. Where you go? Okay. If I can ask a favor at this time, reject any narrative that paints Oprah with the same brush as Trump. Yeah, I think that's wise. Also, Oprah 2020 was a great show on Adult Swim. All right. Hal, you should open chat in box on the video so that it is preserved for later viewings. I don't know if it should be, I think, because I'm doing a live chat on here. I'm doing it via the app, so hard to say. Do I watch anime? I do. Well, I'm not regularly, but I mean, there's certainly a few that I like. I'm a huge fan of Ghost in the Shell, the original cartoon. That's my second. It's my favorite anime movie. But yeah, there you go. We all know how well read Hal is, and he's pointed towards a career in politics. Suggests that no celebrity should be elected because they're all the same means Hal is no different than Rob Schneider. I would agree. I think Franken may run in 2020. Don't count him out. I think that's a reach. I don't doubt that he might run again for his office or for another office. How old am I? 48. Cowboy Bebop's great. I've rediscovered Rock and Roll movie today. Good soundtrack, but it's important. Yeah. But you know, doing all right for my age. Like I'm very happy with the even as expressive as my face is. I think I've managed to stave off a lot of wrinkles and deep nasal labial folds, which a lot of people my age seem to be dealing with. I have 8 black belts and working on my 9th one. I don't need security, but I do have a security system now. There you go. All that clean living, right? Are you upset that Lab Rat stopped, or happy or don't mind? I wish it had continued in some form. I would love to do a movie of Lab Rat stuff. I love the experience of doing the show. The literally just the experience itself. I'm gonna move this back so it's not as, it just feels so awkwardly, whatever. The experience of doing Lab Rats itself was just such a joy, you know. What in the world? All right. Yeah, I don't like the stand on this, but what are you gonna do? All right. Black Lagoon is my favorite. Yeah. I think Peter North was calling from Christie Canyon. There you go. Oh my God, love the Gene Simmons on the wall. Yeah, he's up there. Where is he? Behind me? Yeah. That's it. Yeah. And it's a sign from Alcatraz right next to him. We put a pin in a discussion about Cory Booker on the Saturday show a few months ago. I wonder if your thoughts on him ever since. I like him. I mean, I think you're going to see a lot of pushback from like hard lefties about quote unquote corporate Dems or anybody who even smiles in the direction of any corporation. I think that's a mistake. I think it's foolish. There's a lot of, you know, it's amazing how people are like, you shouldn't let them even talk to a corporation. And most of these people work for some of these corporations. And I'm like, well, if you're willing to work there and take their paycheck, why is it, what's your, I don't understand. So if somebody is literally in league with them, it's one thing, but like even the Hillary giving speeches to Goldman Sachs or whatever, trying to even speak nice to major players in our economic system, the panic over that is just garbage. Comedy series from Disney's are fun, nice crew. I did Animals on one they did for Australian TV. Not the great kids, funny and hammy adult actors. Well, I definitely fall in that category. Ricky Mountain Oysters have been this stupid and capable. All right. Hi, I'm Roger. Love the hair. Hi, Roger. Thanks. Yeah. What's left of it? Totally Chauvin right now. Yeah. It's weird when you don't know what your head looks like. I almost went full like top part of this, but my agent freaked out because he's like, "You'll never grow back in time." Oh, look at that, young god. Amy, thanks. Am I working on any new projects? Well, I just had a premiere of a new movie I did called Bachelor Lions last week. I don't know what the distribution will be like. It should be out in like 2 months. And there's one thing I'm working on, which I signed an NDA for, so I can't talk about it, which is really annoying. And then I'm currently writing. I've got 3 scripts that I'm trying to finish all at once. one hopefully to film by August of this year. And then the movie I did was with River Rock Films, and apparently and Paul the director wants me to be in his next two. So that's a nice thing. That's a good thing. It's nice when you work with people and they're like, I want to work with that guy again. So that's kind of in the middle of it. And then I've got some stand-up dates coming up, starting I think again in March. They want me around for pilot season, my agents, so I didn't book anything for January, February. Yeah, the thing about Clinton's speeches at Goldman Sachs, she was actually paid more by the UCLA Regents and the alumni associations of the California Regents than she was paid by Goldman Sachs. But nobody says she's in the pocket for big university. Oh, thank you, Julie. Wow. Best shithole special I've ever seen. I'm still waiting for your visit. Patiently just get on a plane. Hell, fly yourself over here. It's got to happen. I just want to work with you on something. Doesn't matter what it is. Hey, I said this last week. Like, what Hollywood needs is more female writers. There's such a big push about we need more female directors, and I don't have a problem with that at all, except for by the time the director comes in, a lot of the elements of the story that are necessary to the furtherment of what you would consider an equality type message is already baked into the cake. It's already there, and unless it's a writer director who's come up and just slaughtered, and like I'm taking the script and rebuilding it. You know, the example I would use, yes, bless you, Julie. Eventually we're going to make enough over this to pay for the plane ticket. That's basically what's going to happen over this. But the idea that like a woman director can solve the script problems, it's the same issue I think with with actors solving a problem in a bad script or an awkward script. We need to